5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Halloween Haunt has begun!
Hello. Welcome to King's Dominion's Haunt. It's we got a lot of thoughts about the way that they changed, like, basically it's now an additional cost to attend Haunt. They shut down the park at 5, and then you get to re-enter at 6. I'll discuss that in full detail in a little bit. But first, since things just kicked off, we gotta hustle to our first house of the night. I think we're gonna head over to Condemned. I do love how spooky they make that Eiffel Tower. I think they even added eyes, which is pretty great. Anyway, we're gonna head on over this way here. Condemned. I believe this is pretty much similar to what it was last year. I don't recall there being any new... Oop, that was a weird pothole in the roof. Anyway, I don't think there's anything new this year, just a couple that were revamped a little. Anyway, because I only come here one night, I do get the Fright Lane. We're off to a real interesting start tonight. Not only did we get led by somebody in one of the like assisted things for walking, like the walkers, but with the wheels. So we went pretty slow, and like the scare actors had plenty of time to mess with us. I had a random woman like becoming my backpack and yelling at the top of her lungs behind me. I had an old man who just yell out for no reason in front of me. I had a scare actor try to go by me. Like I left a gap between groups and stuff, so they tried to get back me, but just like basically like full like chest to chest contact with the scare actor. Super random. Yeah, interesting start, but I remember this one. It was like about a bride that had to get ready for a wedding or whatever, and like it didn't happen. Like things went wrong, right? I mean, overall, fun experience, just so random. What a way to start the night. I think next up we're going through Pumpkin Eater. This is where all the sliders in King's Dominion, that's where you can find them. They're all here. I think there's a healthy half dozen here. It's nice to see. Hoping that just happened to catch one in action, but doubting it right now, doubting it. I hear the clacking. I wonder if anybody's gonna get him. It is so foggy in here. I know we're trying to head to Grimwood right now. Man, this fog is something else. So it looks like all the sliders are kind of towards the front there. Oh, hey, congrats to the new mother. Little. Got that in 4K. Some people are very aware of the camera, apparently. Good for them. Thank you.
Just give me a mask.
It's crazy to hear these screams so close, but I can't see them because of the fog. And then there's toddlers everywhere tonight. It's crazy. Wow, that was nice job. You should get a Boo Buck or a Kill Bill or whatever they call them here. I don't know if Grizzly is open at the moment. I don't think so, since they're using this right now for the Grimwoods queue. But I do like some of the decorations that they have here. Anyway, the line is very long. This should probably be something that you do just as they open at 7 o'clock. So it was kind of wild that it took just as long to get through the maze as it did to actually exit and get back out here. Can confirm Grizzly not operating. Thing I noticed from comparisons to last year is it seems like the pace was better. I don't know if that has to do with the group that I was in or whatnot, but eventually we did catch up to the group ahead and it slowed down considerably. Some fun interactions to be had, a little sparse in the beginning, and then some pockets of no scare actors, but there was a slider scare actor which I don't remember happening yet last year. Very surprised though that he was sliding, not full with the gloves because those tend to get caught on the wood planks that you go on, so just the knee pads, not bad. I appreciated some variety in there because most of it is so dark you don't even see these very elaborate costumes and stuff. So anyway, definitely improved from last year. Kind of enjoyed it. Kind of surprising myself with that one. That it's been like an odd but fun night so far. This is probably one of the more surprising maneuvers, changes from last year's Masquerade. Instead of being under the Eiffel Tower with all that, you know, Rococo looks, it's here in this giant tunnel. I don't know. And also strollers. So many strollers. That was wonderful. Anyway, let's try to walk through this finally. As you can see, very, very dark in here.
Hoey!
Are you having a good time?
Lovely time.
Really need to hurry up if you're not gonna stay!
Hi. It is so dark. Needlessly dark. My goodness. I do love how this park transforms, but that was kind of just too dark to really enjoy. You can't even, like, when you can't even see what the characters look like, maybe not a good idea. Like, that's a lot of costume and makeup effort for no good reason. Meanwhile, up ahead is Uprising. This one I thought was pretty cool last year. Glad to see they didn't change it too much. There's just a heck of a lot of fog, which is not a complaint. Let's see what this guy's doing. Aww. I thought he was gonna wait for somebody to go by or something. Oh, the fog ends here. Somebody has some good pipes. Oh, they do have a greeter. All right, not bad. The atmosphere there, the vibe is amazing. Also, I think Conjure the Dark is happening. I was trying to catch that a little bit later and maybe do Corn Stalkers before things get really crazy. So we'll come back to that. This is definitely one of the cooler facades here at the park for these mazes. And there goes, this is corn stalkers here, but they have like this farmer's market thing, and I think every once in a while that top part there opens up with something. I think there's an animatronic. I'm not sure. All right, there's a lot of spookiness behind me, and I think I accidentally picked somewhere that's near a speaker. Hold on, let's see if this helps at all. Not really. Just loud around here. Anyway, thoughts on corn stalkers. It's a little long and a little slow paced than I would have hoped. Like, people were having full-on conversations with each other between scare actor and guest, which was kind of weird. So that kind of influences the experience, is when like the pace doesn't feel right. I don't know what they're intended to be, like how quickly you're intended to go through those, but the way that most of the scare actors are dressed up to kind of, I don't know, be camoed into and blend in with the corn, I assume that they were supposed to be more of a pop-up type of thing, because it's hard to notice them, but then they start talking, or you notice them and another guest starts talking behind you or in front of you. Anyway, weird experience. And also there was a really weird like half thing that was completely pitch black, added nothing. I don't think being completely pitch black really adds atmosphere or anything like that. Everybody was just instantly kind of complaining and feeling around. So it reminds me a lot of the roadside Stop and Shop. However, I think that because of the pace that we took it at, it doesn't give me a really good idea of really how it's supposed to feel and how it's supposed to be experienced. Anyway, just behind me is Cleaver Brothers Carnival. I believe I got that right. I usually forget things as soon as I hit record. But anyway, there's also a burlesque show, Black Swan Burlesque, I think. It's burlesque, you know, cleaned up for a theme park. So that's what I want to check out now. I think we only have like a couple more houses left. We're halfway through. And here we are. This is probably my favorite scare zone here in terms of like atmosphere and stuff, and it's also where some of the few parts of entertainment are. So that's a big bonus for it in its favor. Wow. I guess there's already a large crowd here waiting for the show that happens here. And then funnily enough, I hope to catch them in a little later, but there is a brass band that's up there. They had a stage last year, which was super cool. Not anymore, apparently.
Walk beside me, bro.
That shit not even scary, bro. They fucking clapping it.
Not bad. Slightly different layout than last year, though. I'm not sure if it's improved or not, but appreciate the little performance spaces that they have here. Looks like the Big Top Band follows it right away. Cool. So those were those two shows, and yeah, they were good, solid for the space. I have trouble with the burlesque shows, not because they're burlesque, but because of the staging is like in the round, so you can't always get like a good shot of it. And then that Big Top Band started right afterwards with a bunch of like circusy stuff, and whoever the trombone player is was just yelling at people to like walk, slow down, stop running, basically. And that made my night. That was hilarious and amazing. So since we're kind of at the halfway point in terms of houses, and there's only one more show to see and one more scare zone to see, I figured I should mention like how this event actually started today, how it changed from last year. It is an upcharge now. An additional fee is required unless you are like gold or platinum or prestige or whatever the levels are now. You would have to check the website to be certain about this, but what I do know is that in practice here at the park, they closed at 5. They corralled everybody into a line over on International Street, and we got in line like, I want to say 5:20 or something. That line went from, let's see, trying to orient yourself here. You go into the park, see the Eiffel Tower, and you go to the right. Right there is where they were setting up. That was going to be the entrance, the new entrance, basically taking everybody all the way down towards the Eiffel Tower, then halfway around it, then down to Planet Snoopy, then across over to where Uprising is, and then down that way. It was a lot. It was a lot. We did not get to rescan into the park until about, I don't know, 5:45, 5:50, and then they were keeping everybody out of this area, so like you couldn't enter Planet Snoopy. If you went all the way around, you were stopped at the exit entrance to Jungle Expedition, basically that area that brings you into this midway area. So it wasn't until 6 on the dot that everybody just went and came down this area to Twisted Timbers and where Trick or Treat is. Just wow. It seemed real messy. I kind of had hoped that they would have scanned people in a little bit ahead of time. Or something, so they could really corral, but it was only 15 minutes prior. Created a little bit of chaos, and I don't know. I've been hearing mixed feelings about these changes. I think that overall, it's a good idea if they're going to be creating like an additional upcharge for the event. But having everybody in a gigantic line maybe isn't the best way, and maybe they should utilize the space over by Dominator as more of a holding area and be able to empty the park while putting people out of the entrance of the park, because don't forget there's also people entering at the front of the park. Anyway, those are some thoughts, and that was my experience. Here we are at Trick or Treat. Very curious to see if this got any adjustments, because it was claimed that Grimwood's got adjustments, and so did Cornstalkers. I've been asking, I should say. Anyway, also another reason why Fright Lane is so worth it if you're not going to be here for very long. Anyway, time to head on in. I think it was over this way, actually. Sometimes I'm getting all turned around tonight. All right, let's hang out here by the hamsters. There's nobody here, is there? Just lights, but it's also kind of an invitation for people to sneak up behind me. Anyway, Trick or Treat. It was actually pretty good. I haven't seen too many of these like witch-themed houses that really hit, but some of the scare actors were doing a great job, like really interacting with you. And what's up? Yeah, man. Why? You want to say hi?
Hey,
you got something to shout out? Have a good night. So yeah, there's not too many witch-themed houses that really hit it. And this one, I think, did because the scare actors were doing a great job interacting with you, bringing up the stuff that you would recognize from the lore. Decoration-wise, it was decent, but it was pretty dark in there. It was tough to see a lot of these things that I saw were there, but I couldn't really see them. Anyway, scare actors doing the heavy lifting in that house, in my opinion. Holy smokes, the blood on the Bayou line. It's a little backed up. I wonder what the wait estimate is. It's got to be at least an hour. Holy, wow. This is when, that fast lane comes in handy. Also, I should mention, I'm here on a Saturday, which is going to be a busy night. There's just nothing you can do about that. But I do remember this one being decent, I think. I should have reviewed my last year's vlog, honestly. But either way, we're going to head on in and see what it's all about. Blood on the Bayou. I don't know if it has a tagline this year. I don't believe so, though. So apparently Queen Majesty is not having a good night, just like Hecate was over at Dorney Park. Similar shows, but not quite. Choreography was very different. Anyway, it seems like the f.e.a.r line has found me before I found the entrance. Whoa. Okay. I wonder how long the wait is. Anyway, this is the last house of the night. And then we have one more scare zone. And we can say we've conquered it all. So f.e.a.r was kind of like a phobia type of theme. I remember it from last year not being too strong. I don't think much changed from last year. There was one point, though, where they had a bunch of scare actors that looked like mannequins, but they were hanging. And so I was trying to push one out of the way, and it was actually a scare actor. And I apologize if you ever listened or watched this. But now I'm trying to look for the last scare zone. And I'm a little confused about the location of Site X. So I'm fully aware there was a drum show last year in this location, as well as Site X all around here, which is absent. And for some reason, instead of keeping the location of the scare zone, they moved it over this way. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks really spooky and the theming is great, but there's not going to be that many people coming through this way, so I really wonder why they did that. And also, there's no entertainment to bring the crowd through over this way. There's a lot of runners here. That's pretty great. So, like, what exactly are they doing by having the spookiness, the haunt event extend over here? It would have made more sense, I think, to concentrate all of that happens here and put it elsewhere if there's not going to be some reason to get foot traffic over here other than some of the roller coasters that are in that corner of the park. The other thing is I've noticed that just in general, after being at Dorney a bunch, is seeing like a big retraction in the amount of entertainment at the different Cedar Fair parks. It's a bummer to see. Anyway, let's do a little walkthrough. Yes, I am. You want to say hi?
Hi, YouTube!
So it looks like the outer bounds here is kind of where Tumbili's exit goes through. There's this really cool main piece in the middle here. And then they have a quad stilt walker for the first time.
Shut up! Or.
Let's go.
No!
It's all very confusing. Anyway, let's wander around, make some friends, spooky friends.
Give her your hand.
That's a great sound. Wow. Nothing there. I don't see that.
Look at me.
some characters really get into the lens, huh? Ooh, the drums. The Way Foundation. Ooh, that looks so messed up with the scare actor up there. I feel like this wasn't here before, was it? Oh yeah, I think so. Either way.
You got me good, homie. They want to do you, so you make up.
This looks pretty cool. So it's kind of windy. You can kind of explore it a little bit, eh? Whose little tent is that? And are they okay? Huh. Over here? Man, the flashing light, it is aggressive out here. I see a person though, like every little blink. I did see that quad stilt walker. I want to see if I can find them again. Nope. That was pretty great. Ooh, I think I see it. We're gonna try to be sneaky though. There they are. It's terrifying. So I think we can now say we've conquered the event. We conquered Haunt. We've done everything at least once. But now comes the point where I have to say goodbye so I can do more content creation, take photos, videos, and all that. I have not found somebody to be my thumbnail yet, though. Maybe I should do that here because I kind of want to make that a thing. Hang on. Hey, man. I know you're not allowed to, but is there any way you could be my YouTube thumbnail? If we go quick.
What?
Could I take a photo of you for my YouTube thumbnail?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, mission accomplished. We got a thumbnail. It was tough because they kind of like, he swayed back and forth, but at least he went into that UV light. But they aren't allowed, I forgot to mention this anywhere in the vlog, they are not allowed to like stop and pose for you. They have to like, they can make some small movements, they can hang out near a prop and all sorts of that, but the scare actors cannot stop. See, they can say hello, but then they gotta go. Anyway, it's been fun. I kind of wish I had more time, maybe another night even, to kind of really get familiar with the mazes, do more of it with the shows like photography and stuff, but I only get 1 or 2 runs and I'm trying to do everything at the same time, and it's a lot. So for all the performers, you've been awesome. Scare actors, dancers, singers, everybody, and especially that trombone player with attitude. That was pretty great. And for you following along, I hope you're coming out to see this if you can. It's a really fun event. I'm still iffy on like the adjustments with the additional upcharge and that time now that where they're closing, emptying the park, and then letting everybody back in. But I'd say for my only night that I'm gonna be here, I had a pretty awesome time. So for now, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.